One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was from a security guard. And I'll tell you the story. So I was doing video for this one client and I was looking at a way to try to make some extra money, right? And I asked her, would you mind if I took pictures of the kids who were, in this production? It was like it's like a dance recital. And I asked her, is it okay if I take pictures and sell some of the pictures and the prints at the show after the video, after the performance is over? And she's like, yeah, you could do that. I'm not sure how much of a demand there'll be, but yeah, you can do it. So based on that response and kind of how I was feeling, like, hey, I'll just try it out, right? So I get down there the day of, show is done. I go out into the lobby. I have some little photo printers and I print some pictures. And I show one of the parents a picture. And, no one's really paying attention to me. They see me outside. They typically see me inside with the video camera. But they see me in the lobby. They're kind of just looking at me. But they see me hold up a picture. And the one parent looks at the picture, buys it, goes and tells somebody else. And then next thing you know, two people come up to the table. I'm like, yeah, great. This is working. I sell them pictures, and then we're looking at the photos. And I took a whole bunch of random pictures, no filtering, just a whole bunch of pictures. They're just looking through them. And then they buy the pictures and they leave. Next thing you know, they come back with 10 people. And now I have a problem because I did not intend for this thing to be like serving 10, 15 people at one time. And next thing you know, I had a lobby full of people, like 20, 30 people all in line waiting to get pictures. And you would think that would be a good thing, but it wasn't. It was just me talking to people, trying to take their money and trying to show them pictures. It was bad. It was so bad. One of the parents actually helped me out, came behind the counter and he was stuffing all the envelopes, putting the pictures in the envelopes and helping me give them to the parents. And it went on like this for like an hour. I don't even know how much time passed. It was just like a blur. And I was like sweating and talking fast and like trying to apologize profusely. It was a bad customer service experience. And I remember when the dust finally settled and people were frustrated, but they finally got what they wanted. I kind of just sat down and I was like covered in sweat. I knew I was funky, right? And the security guard who had been there way too long because I basically made him stay late. He heard me kind of talking to myself and I'm like, man, I just really did not anticipate this many people showing up. And he said, you got to plan to be successful. And I was like, oh, wow. He said, this is pictures of their kids. Of course they're going to want pictures. Of course everyone's going to want a picture of their kid. It's their kid. And the thing is, I didn't think about that. Here I was, Mr. Business Owner, and looking for this extra revenue opportunity, but I didn't take it that next step further to realize what I was selling were memories. I wasn't selling pieces of paper with a picture on it. I was selling memories. And because my brain was thinking on a smaller level, I thought it was going to be this small thing. And a security guard had to remind me, because he was very annoyed with me, that you have to plan for success because you have to know, number one, what you're selling. And number two, you got to plan for things actually doing well. And in my mind, it's just, I don't know how I missed that. In that moment, it spoke volumes. Like I didn't actually plan for this thing to be successful. I just planned for this thing to be some little extra thing to give me a little extra dollars. I did not plan for this thing to be this amazing success. I mean, the room was crowded. I literally had people holding up their cards saying, I just want someone to take my money. And like in a frustrated, angry tone and talking loud. You know how we get, right? Talking all loud so that I could hear them. And I'm just like reaching out, like trying to give like apologetic energy to these people and telling you, you got to plan for success. And so that next year, you better believe I had me and some workers. We all had on matching polos. We were ready. And then the whole experience was good. We doubled the sales. We made people happy. Everybody was good. I took staff out for dinner. They were happy. Customers were happy. And then that next day, I got a text like, hey, from the organizer, like, we love this. Are you going to do this again next year? Right. But I just say all that to say, like, that first time when I was just kind of like kicking around the idea, not really committing to it. If I had planned for success, I would have doubled the sales. But in my mind, because of how the conversation came about, I'm thinking that I might just sell 10 pictures. I ended up selling 60. But I could have sold 120. I could have sold double that easily if I had just planned for success. Right? And so the message that I received from that security guard who happened to be there that very next year, he's like, much better, because he got to go home on time, so he was happy. But the message I received in that moment, just from a random person, was, nah, man, don't do something thinking it's gonna fail. Like, don't do something thinking it's gonna be like, all right, plan for success, right? Plan for success. Like, and to be truthful, as a small business owner, sometimes you do get in kind of this glass half full kind of mentality. Like, I just need to make it. I just need to pay my bills this month. I just need to get through. And so you get into survival mode, right? And that'll happen for you. If you go out and you have your own venture, it will happen. You get into survival mode. Sales aren't so good this year. And so you're trying to figure out what to do to get more income. And you kind of get detached from the human experience. Again, like I said, I forgot that I was selling memories, and I was so focused on like a cost per unit thing, and I got detached from reality. The reality that I'm selling pictures of people's kids who of course the parents want that. It's just, I was in survival mode, right? And sometimes you get in that survival mode and it's hard to like get out of that, to actually get excited about what you're doing and saying, I really, really believe in this, and I feel like this thing will be very successful. Now, the other side of that is that, yeah, I could have over prepared. I could have got a staff of 10 people and just thought it was going to be this great successful thing and sold 60 pictures, right? Same amount of pictures, but now my expenses have gone through the roof because I hired too many people, right? So there is a balance, right? It's not that you go nuts, but definitely do more than what I did, which was like thinking I'm just doing this small little thing and not having any help from me and trying to do everything by myself, which is the real lesson. You can't do everything by yourself. Even one other person would have helped me, right? The next year I had 4 of us just to make sure that the customer experience was smooth. I had to make up for the craziness of the previous year. But me trying to do everything on my own is what caused me to fail. Me thinking that it would be this small thing is actually what caused the failure, right? Me thinking it was going to be successful and planning for the success would have made the success. But me planning for this glass half full kind of experience is what made it bad. Right? I made it bad, right? I made it bad because I didn't have full confidence in the thing I was doing, when the reality was people really wanted what I was doing. It's just, I had to like tell you about that, because I don't ever want to come here and make it seem like I'm just the end all be all knowledge based on business stuff. I'm not. I learned a lot of stuff through making a ton of mistakes. And the whole purpose of this channel is to help you not make those same dumb mistakes I made. Because if I can save you some time, save you some years, save you some frustration, save you a little money, save some relationships. Okay, come on now, come on. If I can save you some of that stuff, then I will have succeeded. And so that's what I want. And yeah, we'll talk later. I just wanted to get that to you real quick. All right, see y'all.